Hi, Taurus. It's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology. Today we are discussing the Gemini full moon, and that is happening on December the 4th. And it's at 3:15 p.m. here in California. It's 11:15 Universal Time. So please check for your part of the world, wherever you're at. And so for you, Taurus, yeah, we're going to talk just about that in just a minute. But what is the full moon really about, right? Especially for people who are people who are maybe who are new to astrology, right? The full moon is an opposition, and we see it right here, right on the chart. So this is happening for you in your second house. So your second house is your money and your self-worth. And it's about financial stability, anything related. It could even be the money that you earn. It's about your possessions, the second house. And the moon is opposing your eighth house. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, this is your eighth house, right? It's always six across, but anyway, from the second, right? For you, it's always going to be the eighth house where the sun sits because this is in the opposite sign. So we have here we have the moon in your second house opposing the sun. So there's like a change here, or there can be something that is kind of challenging you a little bit. It could be about your money, right? Your financial well-being. It definitely could. That's very important to you because Taurus, you are a money sign and you are the natural ruler of the second house. Yes, in the natural chart. But we're talking about your chart right now, your general chart, right? This is not your natal chart, so this will not be, entirely accurate, or because I don't have your date, I don't have your information here, your exact date of birth or time, right? But coming from this is going to be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, coming from your second house of financial well-being and self-worth. Let's have a look at that here. And the full moons can bring endings. They can bring clarity. And sometimes they have to do with secrets coming out or revelations. Sometimes these are revelations that come from within, that come from our psyche, that come from our intuition, that type of revelation, or something that you have, like, that you were not able to see before, usually about, that you are now seeing with your intuition, or, and it can come kind of the full moon can sometimes hit us. Yeah, it definitely can. But here you are, the moon is here and opposing your eighth house. This is also another money house, okay? The eighth house, and it's in Sagittarius right now. But this can be, there could be something you could be concerned about your finances. You definitely could. You might learn something with the full moon, you right, can bring those revelations. Sometimes it's an ending for us where we just say, hey, this is basta. I don't want to do this anymore. And some, right? It can be nuanced as well, but it looks like you are concerned about your money here, your well-being in some way. The eighth, the eighth house too, Taurus, is a money house, but it is about other people's money. It can be our boss writing our check. It can be assets, commissions, bonuses, all these kind of things, 401ks. And that's what I mean by other people's money or shared monies, right? The eighth house is also about intimate relationships, right? It can be intimate relationships. And it is the house of the psyche, the unconscious mind, and what has been hidden as well. So there could be a lot going out. You could really, something can come out here. It can have to do with a partner and money. It could. Um, but let's see what else we have here. Um, mhm. All right, and there could be a lot of, and so now we have the sun in your eighth house. This can illuminate your power, Taurus, some type of power you have, and maybe because the eighth house is the house of power, right? It is the house of the occult, but also this can be, where you are seeing your power here. You're able to see your power. That's a possibility right here, because we have Venus also. This is your natal ruler, and that is in your eighth house and Venus is supporting you. And of course, your natal ruler will always support you. Um, yeah. And so here it is. It's in Sagittarius as well. Sagittarius is our philosophical view on things. It's how what we have faith in or what we believe in. It is Sagittarius is about expansion and travel. It can be expansion of the mind as well, because Sagittarius is about learning, like what can help us grow, right? Yeah, as in, with regard to expansion of the mind. Um, let's see what else we have. And you could also be experiencing the eighth house is the house of transformation and endings. Yeah, you might feel something is ending for you. It could be your approach to money. It can be, right, in a simple way, because these are both money houses. Yeah, they are. All right. So, and the moon is considered in a fall here in Gemini. The moon doesn't really like to be in Gemini. No, it doesn't. So this here, there's some type of challenge here for you, right? As about those second and eighth house matters that I was talking about. All right, so let's see what else we have. Yeah. And the sun and the moon are both squaring the lunar nodes, right? So let's look at, and been talking about this for a little while here because the sun and the moon will only square the nodes for a very short time. So it is important. Yes, it is. So, right, and this can happen overnight, this possibly an event, but a square really is putting pressure, internal pressure, a little bit like that opposition between the sun and the moon. So, where is the square happening? Between the second and the fifth house. Yeah, and the fifth house is the house of lovers. It's the house of romance and pleasure. It's entertainment. It is our creative pursuits. It's also about our own self-identity, right? The sun rules in the natural chart, the sun rules the fifth house. And so this is about our own creative, our sense of self and our self-expression, how we kind of express ourselves in the world, how we come across to other people, and what's really important also to our self-expression, right? Um, the fifth house is also can be about gambling, anything that can be seen as kind of entertainment, and it is about children and parents as well. Yeah, the fifth house. So, and maybe this has to do with possibly your money and your creative pursuits here, but you're feeling challenged here between the second house of money and self-worth and this fifth house over here. It is also squaring here your 11th house of the future. So here you are, you're not able to see you, but this is your 11th house right here, and this is correct here. As you know, the software has this because the software has you on the ascendant. And so, but and this is how we're able to, easily look at your chart here, right? But here, this is the 11th house. There's something that is of your higher purpose that you feel challenged to like to move toward. And there's a change here. The south node in your fifth house is helping you to leave things behind, or maybe you're looking at something. It's in Virgo too. It could be about habits possibly, or feeling practical or grounding yourself. But you guys are pretty grounded, right? And I can definitely say this is yeah, and so, excuse me, you guys, but this south node can be about family, it can be about family wounds, anything of the past, but you're feeling compelled to leave this behind. Yeah, and I feel like this most likely it can definitely have to do with your sense of self. The sun is in this eighth house, and the eighth house can be about really seeing things at a very just seeing things that are kind of that have been hidden or unknown to you, basically, right? The north node is in your 11th house of the future. This is great here. And this can be about a group of people here that maybe you don't want to deal with anymore, or you don't feel you don't feel like you identify with them. It can be kind of a club, sometimes the 11th house, or some type of social affiliation, right? And the North Node is in Pisces as well. So do trust your intuition during this time, definitely. Yeah, and you could be leaving behind something here that you just weren't feeling certain about it. You're like, I don't want to do that, or I don't identify with those people, or maybe your your own self-expression or creative pursuits, you don't identify with something here anymore. That could be the case here. hmm and so now we have the sun. Um, yeah, the sun is also, excuse me, it is trining Chiron, the wounded warrior. So let's look at the sun right here. Okay, we have to first refresh this. It doesn't like when I do that. Let's look at the sun. Okay, so that is, let's look at Chiron right here. Okay, well, there is a trine there. There definitely is, just not showing up for whatever reason. But we do see the sun over here, right next to the trine that it was showing here. Chiron is being trined by the sun. So Chiron is the wounded warrior in your house of endings. There's something that you are like you're able to see now because the sun is in your eighth house about yourself. Yeah, because it's in Aries, about yourself, that it could be anything, insecurity, an attitude that is keeping you kind of stuck, or attitude that is keeping you kind of down and maybe not moving forward. The sun is in Sagittarius here. Sagittarius wants you to see things from a place of wisdom. Yeah, and the eighth house is wanting you to see things that were unknown to you before. So there's something you're healing or simply letting go of, some type of insecurity or something, because Chiron showing up in your 12th house, allowing you to overcome something. It could be related to friendships, possibly. That's a possibility, because of this square from the moon, right, to the North Node. This is about a group of people. It can be, especially in your 11th house. The 11th house is the house of social connections. Yeah. You could also be understanding here, maybe certain people are not your friends. You could be seeing that, right? That's a possibility. But something something will align you, um, with your true potential or with your higher purpose or where you are trying to expand something, and it's going to transform. The sun is in the eighth house, for you here, and it is going to transform, and help you change something big time, right? You could also possibly be moving beyond doubts and fears, like, and because the 12th house is the place of doubts and fears. Chiron is here. You could be saying, what am I afraid of that for anymore? Screw that, right? Yeah, you could, right? This is sometimes how we sometimes we have an epiphany about something. Well, oh, screw that, right? Even if we don't really talk that way, right? Yeah. And so, and Mercury is entering Sagittarius on the 11th. This is going to be your eighth house. So Mercury is, is really very closely associated to the Gemini full moon. That's going to happen about a week later. But when it does happen, it's going to be, you know, um, in your eighth house of transformation and what has been hidden from you. The sun is already there, but Mercury will be there, right? It's not here on this chart because I have the Gemini, but Mercury is right here in Scorpio. It's going to, on the 4th, but it's going to be moving into Sagittarius on the 11th. So Mercury in Sagittarius in the eighth house for sure is going to be showing you something that needs to end, or it's going to be showing you something that's been hidden to you. There's going to be a great wisdom for you happening, um, with that with that conjunction here, or with this ingress, right, when Mercury enters Sagittarius. I'm going to end this reading, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's really helping me to reach the 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. If you want a psychic reading with me or a tarot reading, you can always get one of those. Check out the description box. Thank you so much. And if you are, celebrating Thanksgiving as we do in the States here, um, you know, have a nice Thanksgiving. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me.